I've been kind of thinking about if someone were to make a documentary, like, about you, and, like, you're, like, the star of this documentary and everything, right? I wonder how much more productive you would be. I mean, because you want to make an interesting documentary about yourself, and, like, you want to keep it interesting, so would you be doing shit, like, all the time? I mean, I understand, like, in certain points in your life there's not really a lot going on, which is fine sometimes, but I don't know. Of course, then again, I think, you know, maybe that's why I'm making this, because it's basically a documentary about myself, in a way. I'm making my own documentary about myself. Can you imagine anything more narcissistic than that? Oh, fuck, I can't talk. Alright, and here we go. I'm gonna try to get over on this side here and go as much as I can. Alright, this is the destination I was hoping to arrive at. So, I suppose what I'm trying to talk about is, I guess something that's really difficult for a lot of filmmakers, especially starting out at film school, and I know it's an issue for me right now, and I'm about to head into my junior year, and it kind of sucks. Not to whine or anything, but I'll explain. So everyone knows that, or at least everyone that's in film knows, all films are a very huge group effort. They require a lot of people and a lot of time and a lot of planning. Emphasis on the lot of people part. I mean, it depends on the film, and sometimes the film doesn't need a lot of people. Sometimes you just need like a couple people, or maybe even just one. But most often, the bigger ideas that you want to complete, they're going to require several people. Seeing as this channel, for the large part at the beginning, is going to be me kind of bitching. Apologies. Oh my god, there's so many cows, they're coming in. Anyway, this is I think one of the biggest struggles I've been facing at the moment, is that I really just don't know a lot of people. You see, in the film world, being like very outgoing and able to talk to people really easily is very useful skill. Problem is, I do not have that skill. Like, honestly, I'm just so awful at parties. I like bolt as soon as I see a person. That's not true, but I just like kind of like stand around awkwardly for a bit and then I go home and cry. Yeah, that was definitely a joke. At the very beginning, I did know a lot of people, interestingly enough, which is very unusual for a person, a freshman no less, just coming into film. However, a lot of the people I knew have either graduated or moved on or both, and now I'm stuck here with not a lot of contacts at my disposal. But here's the thing, I'm trying to think of ways to fix this. I apologize if you hear like some really loud something going on over there. I have no idea what the hell that is. I'm not the most social person in the world. If you couldn't tell, a little bit. I'm not that great in front of a camera either. I'm getting better at least though, so there's that. That's fun. Anyway, so I guess the situation I run into is that I have to remedy this somehow. What I'm almost kind of thinking is that I might be, you know, tricking myself a little bit into thinking that I know a lot less people than I actually do, which is certainly a possibility. I at least know like 2 or 3. See, the thing is, I'm like acquaintances with a lot of people, but I don't actually properly know or am friends with a lot of people. So that's an obstacle. Yeah, maybe I really am just tricking myself into thinking that. It's very possible. I've done it before. I've done it several times before where I trick myself into thinking something that's not actually true. Like, for instance, not having enough time for stuff. That's always a trap, and one that I learned to get around early on. Good advice, probably have enough time for stuff, but you're probably just, you know, kind of making yourself believe that you don't. Unless you actually don't have time for stuff, and that's like a whole nother deal. But anyway, that's not what this is about. It's daily. The other possible solution is to actually go out and meet people, which is a lot easier said than done, for me at least. And luckily, I'm going into some classes this upcoming semester that are production classes. They're all about just making films and making shit. And I'm going to be with a lot of people, and there's going to be a lot of communication involved. So I'm hoping I'm able to talk to people, make friends there. There's another way you can network and meet people, is to go to film festivals. Now here's a big problem that I have right now, is that I have never, I've been to one once. I've never been to a film festival, which is really stupid. Don't be like me. Please go to film festivals if you're a film student, or just, if you want to support your local filmmaking community, that's good too. I don't think I've ever really properly been to a film festival, let alone to showcase my own stuff. So that's probably something that I'm going to have to change soon, that I'm not looking forward to changing. But I believe in myself. I can do this, I think. But in the meantime, I have to do something else. See, you're not a very attractive person in the filmmaking community if you don't have your own shit going on, if you're not making your own stuff. So, guess I gotta start doing that. On the real though, being able to make your own content by yourself, obviously this is YouTube, everyone makes this by themselves like shit, but I'm more specifically talking about like short films themselves, making them by yourself with absolutely no one. And I mean like being the actor, the director, the writer, all that kind of stuff. That's probably a useful skill to have. So at least you get like your hands, or you get a lot of hats on your hands and a lot of hats. I'm mixing up two, idioms there, but there you go. I really think I need to start going out to film festivals, and sooner or later I'm gonna have to learn how to talk to somebody, which I find really difficult to do. Especially in like one-on-one I can do, but it's like in party scenarios and festival scenarios where there's tons of people in the room and I'm just sitting there by myself with no one to really lean on. That's the thing that really gets me, and I find it incredibly difficult to talk to anyone about anything, and let alone hold a conversation unless someone approaches me. But as we are aware, nothing is going to happen unless you make it happen, so I can't really rely on that, can I? Sorry, this wind's going crazy. Oh my god, all the cows! Oh, they're approaching. Approach me, cows! They're coming, they'll be on their way. But I suppose, in the meantime, while I'm waiting for situations where I can talk to the right people, I guess it's probably a good idea to try to make something by myself. I think I'm gonna try to make a short film by myself. Might be difficult, might be super easy, no idea at this moment, but we're gonna try and see how it goes. That's my only plan at the moment, my only idea so far. That is, you're seeing ideas happen, things are happening on this channel, and you're gonna see them happen. They haven't happened yet, but they're going to happen in the near future, hopefully. Anyway, yeah, I guess that's about it. I'm just using this to complain, but I'm also trying to get myself to do something for once. So if you're watching this, thank you for bearing with it and bearing with me through my ramblings, even though I try to edit them down as much as I can. Yes, thank you very much. Are you ready for some cow pictures? Sorry, some cow video? I sure am. Also, like maybe a Dr. Pepper or something. Hell, oh shit, I don't know. Anyway, roll the cows. As promised, here are the cows that have arrived, all those cattle. They're looking at me funny, as cows do. Look at that one. He is super interested in all of this. I bet he subscribes to my channel. Also him. They have to be if they're looking at me like this. Oh, they're so majestic. There's some cow footage. Hope you're enjoying it. Anyway.